Hey, how's it going everyone? Mick Ambrose from All About Tech. Welcome back to another video. First of all, I'd like to apologise for the amount of wind. I am currently in Weymouth, on the good, like, kind of island that is Portland, and this is my view at the moment. Just walking along the like the cliff edge. If you look the way we're walking, we're just walking along the edge. So yeah, I just thought I'd do this video today, and hopefully the audio isn't too bad with the wind. But yeah, huge updates today. The fork is complete. Richard Els has released a video of him discussing what updates have happened, and some of it is absolutely insane. So I just wanted to go through it with you guys, whilst giving you an awesome view of where I've been the last couple of days, here until tomorrow. So it's lovely, absolutely brilliant weather, and yeah, literally about an hour and a half away where I live, it's been raining all day yesterday. So we've been quite lucky. But yeah, the blockchain fork, one of the things I've been saying in regards to this fork, what I've really wanted to see is a reduce in the block rewards, and they've actually gone ahead and done that, and they've reduced the emissions by 75%, which is massive. That is an absolutely ridiculous amount of ETN not being dumped to miners, which is absolutely fantastic. That's going to help overturn the supply versus demand, because there's not going to be an oversupply anymore, hopefully. And then he also spoke about other things that the blockchain update / fork has enabled them in order to be more secure on the network as well. So 51% attacks will no longer be an issue or a potential vulnerability for ETM, because the fork that they've completed makes them basically immune to it. And the way they've done this is they've incorporated two things. The first one, which I think is really cool, it's unique to their blockchain. It's the first time we've heard this term that they've coined, and that is the POR algorithm, the POR proof of responsibility, where they've basically taken proof of work, but they've adapted it in a way where only approved miners can mine it. They need to have a special key in order to mine blocks, and what this also does as well is that they've put in rules as to what the on what basically how people mine the ETN on the blockchain. So you can no longer mine empty blocks. That's a thing of the past as well. So yeah, really cool to hear a brand new algorithm as such, which it does work in a similar way to proof of work, because people are mining it. But he explains really well that it's not all the miners that are going that are joining the network that completes the blocks and completes the transactions. It's the pool they're just providing people, so that people get a fair share of what transactions are providing in terms of the rewards. So in terms of having 100,000 miners, having a much smaller amount doesn't really make much of a difference, because you've still got the same amount of nodes, pools, etc. Which is another really cool thing I want to go into in terms of their update, which is the moderated blockchain, which is a really cool term, something that I've really been impressed with in terms of the video that I watched of Richard. Look at that view, absolutely sick. I love this place. We've been here 2 times before now with the missus. The missus Nan lives here in Portland. Absolutely amazing. It's just such a good view. Sorry, back to what I'm talking about. I'm really sorry if the wind's terrible as well. There's not really much I can do about that, unfortunately. I'm not at home. I can't get to the office at the moment. But yeah, the moderated blockchain. This is very clever, and some people are saying that it's affecting the whole decentralization of the cryptocurrency. But basically, the blockchain's still decentralized, but they've put a centralized layer on top of that to moderate it. And this is what makes the 51% attack impossible to do, because it's basically approved miners, basically, and they have a signature that they have to sign off on every block. And the moderator layer checks to make sure that nothing dodgy is happening, basically, that there's no foul play, there's not a potential one of the nodes are being hacked, so they can revoke a signature on that node if they want to. And basically the moderator node, think of it in the sense of like Reddit. Posts get deleted, people get banned from Reddit all the time for posting explicit content, etc. And it's that moderation, you know, it's the moderation that keeps everybody safe online and things like that. And I personally think that it's a great thing. I mean, a lot of people are going to be annoyed and claim, oh, it's not decentralized, it's not. But for a long time, ETN's this hybrid model, you know. Sorry, the wind's picking up a little bit, but the decentralization mixed with the hybrid model of the instant payment system, the moderated blockchain, it's really good to see. That's my opinion of it. So yeah, really cool concepts being used here. The price of ETN has got a bit parabolic, but at the same time, you got to think as well that the exchanges are currently still down in maintenance. They're completing their updates, but yeah, in terms of the updates, as soon as the exchanges come back online, we could see people taking profits, etc. But with the 75% reduction in emissions, I'd like to think that once all the ASIC, and that's another good thing as well. I mean, people weren't happy about ASICs coming onto the network. I think now, because it's only going to be the approved nodes, and Electroneum, Richard L stated that it's going to be like NGOs, non-governmental organisations that are potentially going to be charities. They're going to be in the areas that they're targeting, in the areas that they're launching Electroneum for top-ups, etc. It benefits those companies because they're getting free cryptocurrency, and it has value, and they can cash that in, or they can distribute it to their users. So I'm getting a really achy arm from holding the phone up, but I see tons of benefits to this system. I see tons of benefits to this proof of responsibility, you know, being responsible. I mean, and another thing that not a lot of people talk about is the fact that with this proof of responsibility as well, I mean, one of the biggest problems with blockchain, and whilst blockchain solves many problems, it creates a massive problem, and that is the fact that it uses so much electricity, which means that it's not good for the environment. And with the proof of responsibility, you don't need hundreds of thousands of miners. You just have the pre-approved nodes, which they have to be trusted. They have to be trusted organizations, so you know you're not going to get a 51% attack. You know that there's not going to be any foul play. And at the same time, because you've got that, you're reducing the amount of electricity being used. It's much less harmful for the environment. I think they've covered a lot of bases with this update. This is the biggest blockchain update they've done to date, in my opinion. I think it shows that they've got a lot of clever people in their development team to bring out this proof of responsibility, moderated blockchain, like adding that extra layer. Yeah, it's a centralized layer, but they're doing it for the best interests of everyone. They're not doing it because it's all good being decentralized, but if it's not as safe, it's not as safe. I mean, you want to be safer. But yeah, I'm absolutely ecstatic over this update. I hope you guys are too, and hopefully now we're going to see a lot more releases in terms of countries going live. Look at the sun, it's like blinding you. I'm so sorry, it's just fields all this way, and now it's like the sun's really in my face. But yeah, this is the way we're walking. I don't know if you can see going out that way, but yeah, it's such a fantastic update. I'm going to talk about it more when I'm back, when I can have resources in front of me. But yeah, I'm so happy with this update. And also, Electroneum just posted on Twitter that Richard Ailes is meeting the press tomorrow. We've already featured in Yahoo Finance today, which is epic as well. This proof of responsibility is going to gain traction. People are going to talk about it because Yahoo Finance, the people in that, they're already comparing it to the IBM blockchain, the Hyperledger, because it puts people in that in a place of responsibility to help bring down that electricity usage. But yeah, that's what I think about it. Let me know what you guys think about it. Comment down below. Sorry, my arm is so achy from holding this phone up. But yeah, I'm enjoying the last day in Weymouth before I go home. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Have yourselves a fantastic evening. I'm going to watch the sunset later on the Portland cliff. You get a lovely sunset there. But yeah, I'll catch you guys out in the next video. Peace out.